Good morning, friends. Myself, Dr. Nidhi Darbari, on My Education Treasure. Today, in my present video, I am going to discuss about dramatization, a teaching device. Dramatization means reconstruction of some events or situations, past or present, into action and life. It provides scope for expression and imagination, sharpens learning, appeals to emotion, and remove complexes. History is a subject which deals with events, human ideas, and sentiments which have no material shape. It is impossible to translate them into audio-visual symbols through models or puppets. Dramatization can best represent those concepts and movements. It is one of the most effective devices that teacher can use to provide reality and vividness to his or her instruction. Dramatization means reconstruction of significant historical experiences in the past. It is an attempt to transcend the barrier of time and place and relive the experiences concerned. A student dramatizing a character has to feel like the character and to a degree must become the character. Thus, dramatization makes teaching meaningful, lively, and a joyous activity. Dramatization is a teaching device where the teacher as well as the students play different roles in order to make the content lively and interesting. It is a synthetic art where the content takes the shape of actors. It is activity centered device. Every teacher cannot dramatize in the class. Only an experienced and seasoned teacher can use this device in his classroom teaching. Thus, some teachers teach Shakespearean drama in such a way that the students sitting in the class feel as if the drama is really being staged before them. Here, teaching is all activity based, where the main role is played by the teacher. Dramatization means putting some prose or poetry in action. Some person plays a role, and there we have a dramatic view of the situation. Surely, a number of scenes in prose can be presented in dramatic form. In so doing, acting, gestures, movements, and into living facial expressions are involved. It is an act of dramatizing which helps in understanding the concepts and events related to various subjects of the school curriculum by covering them into an act of play or drama. Dramatization appeals to the children, the reason being that it involves some action, some activity. It makes teaching activity centered. A good teacher loves to dramatize a prose piece or a poem. In fact, his heart dances to read through the matter and he finds thrill in it, which makes him act and play some role. The children by nature like imitation. Dramatization may be used in any subject. Any topic of science make one fact of course. Some teachers are fond of dramatization and they are able to put life into any literary work. Surely in the classroom, dramatization can be incidental or spontaneous. There are different kinds of dramatization, such as the play, which is performed by school children or adults using proper costumes and stage settings. The pageant. In it, importance is given to setting and action and less to speed. It has no place in the classroom as it needs a great deal of time, energy, and equipments. The pantomime. The participants express themselves through bodily actions only, usually to the accompaniment of music. It can be performed in the classroom in ordinary dress. It is particularly valuable for shy children. The tableau. It is an act without words and very effective in representing an emotional theme. Attention is paid toward costume and scenery. Well prepared and presented occasionally, tableau can be of much value as an aid to teaching. Puppetry represents ideas with extreme simplicity without elaborate scenery or costume, yet quite effectively. It can be suited to the types of drama where human actors, adaptation of classical plays, etc., cannot easily be presented. Dramatization must be properly followed up with discussion. Steps in dramatization. Dramatization involves the following steps in its organization: selection of students, selection of teacher in charge, selection of play, preparation of the play, and students' contribution. Selection of play. Plays chosen should depict the evils of the social customs. A play should have a literary value also. The students should be able to understand and appreciate the play. It should also have entertainment value. It should be free from objectionable subject matter. There should be no vulgarity in the play. Educational significance of dramatization. Dramatization has been described as a synthetic art involving the purposive coordination and control of delicate organs of speech and muscles of the body, combined with the sense of rhythm, with a view to free and intelligent expression of emotions and ideas. Drama has its great social value. It is a cooperative enterprise and develops the qualities of cooperation and social understanding. There are many activities in a drama, and as such students of diverse aptitudes get chance to choose items for which they are best suited and satisfy their urge, that is self-expression, through the various activities of a drama. It develops the imagination of the students, which is the basis of good teaching learning. It trains the imagination and develop initiative, originality and ingenuity. It is an established device of teaching, more especially in the teaching of history and languages. It may be used in many subjects like history, geography, art, music, etc. to gain knowledge. There is a healthy release of emotional feelings of the children, and it helps in the proper socialization of the students. It develops many cognitive and mental abilities of the learners like memorization, imagination, thinking, and reasoning. Advantages of dramatization. Some of the advantages of dramatization are as follows. It helps the children to form good speech habits, which are very essential in the learning of a language. It helps the learners improve their pronunciation. A language for communication is better learnt by this. It fosters verbal and non-verbal communications. The students learn how to act appropriately in the context of feeling and ideas contained in the matter. It develops performance skills. They are able to make use of gestures and they can adopt facial expressions needed by them. It develops in the students love and appreciation for good literature. They then develop the habit of extra reading. It puts life and action into the lesson, which becomes interesting for the students. Then they love to read that lesson without any stress and strain. It develops the imagination of the students, which is the basis of good teaching learning. Surely the students come out as better learners who have some originality. It may lead to making them creative persons one day. It creates interest and exercise initiative and originality of the children. It develops creativity and spontaneity. When a number of students do actions, they learn how to coordinate and how to make their role play real. Good speech habits acquired through dramatization help a lot in winning friends and influencing people. It increases students' motivation, participation, confidence, and fluency in communication through the body language. It helps in shedding off stage shyness. It extends the emotional range of expressions. There is healthy release of emotional feelings of the children. It helps them in the right development of personality. If you found the video to be informative and interesting, I request you all to please give a like to my video to motivate me, share it with others and subscribe it so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get a notification. Disadvantages of dramatization. Some of the disadvantages are as follows. Is sometimes difficult to monitor both physically and verbally. The acts are artificial and sometimes irrelevant to the learner's need. Some suggestions which would be useful for performing dramatization effectively are as follows. Relevant and meaningful themes should be chosen. The teacher should not dominate the show. Characters should be chosen as appropriately as possible. The emphasis should be placed on action, gestures, expression, voice, and interpretations rather than on clothes, scenery, and setting. Thank you very much for patiently watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe.